This girl flipped her car over because she was recording a video while driving. Tell me phone addiction isn't a real thing. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you just sat in silence without reaching for your phone and it didn't feel uncomfortable? When we think of addiction, we might think of things like alcohol, vaping, caffeine, and then there's the more embarrassing ones that we like to pretend that don't exist, like phone addiction or ordering things on Amazon at 2 a.m. And even things that are fundamentally good for us, productivity, workaholism, exercise, eating healthy. What does look the same though is the patterns that addiction follows. The first time, it always feels good, right? Depending on what we're talking about. Like it could feel amazing or that was alright. Maybe you didn't really care for it the first time, but the more and more you do it, the more you start to like it. It becomes so comforting. You get this cozy feeling just thinking about finally being able to go home, plop on the couch, and play Stardew Valley for the next 2 to 6 hours. You didn't even notice it, and suddenly it's 2 a.m. How are you this emotionally attached to digital crops while while your real plants are begging for help? Queen's Gambit, Beth Harmon is on track to become one of the greatest chess players in the world. Chess isn't just a hobby for her, it's an obsession. She reads every book she can find, studies positions for hours. She's out here stealing magazines just to keep feeding her hunger to improve, and I can't even commit to finishing a single coloring book page in one sitting. She was at the top and she had worked so hard for this, but there was one huge problem. Her obsession with chess is tied to an addiction to pills and alcohol, and the game she once loved is overshadowed by her addictions. She once had a love for chess, and now all she wanted to do was drink. And this is the same with any addiction. You know you should be doing something else, but the more you try to resist it, the stronger the cravings become. Eventually, it's your whole world. It takes control of your life. It won't be long until it becomes dangerous and even fatal. We've reached that point with phone addiction, and that's what I wanted to talk about today. And no, Susan, I'm not being dramatic. This is actually happening, okay?
Phone addiction is, I think, something that's not going to be taken seriously for a very long time. It's not something that the politicians are going to talk about. It's not something that the tech companies are going to talk about because they want you addicted to your phone. It sounds silly even saying it like as a real addiction where I'm just like, I can't stop looking at my screen, blah, blah, blah. But it's really serious. And I don't think people recognize the damage that it does. I'm talking about the fact that my brain is permanently connected to my phone. All of the things that make my brain feel good are in my phone. How is my last post doing? Can I get a little notification dingy? Who from work is calling me? How are my stocks doing? All of the things that have hijacked my dopamine receptors are tied to my phone. It's not real joy. It's not real, actual, organic happiness. I don't think a lot of people take it seriously, but I do think looking back on our society in 10 years, it's gonna be viewed as the cigarettes, the thing that that was horrible, that we all did that. And no wonder we were all sick. Like there's a mental health crisis over the last 4 years, and everyone's like, why is it happening? It's the phones.
I remember a time when using your phone at work was a big no-no, and even though I don't work from my phone, it's actually required by my employer to have my phone at all times for work. We practically don't even need anything else with us except for our phones. You can pay almost anywhere with your phone, your notes are on your phone, your bank account, unlimited entertainment, your concert tickets. Shit, I'm surprised at this point we don't have our passports or our state IDs on our phones. Just give it about 2 years. I think we can recognize that this is a very real issue to the everyday normal person, but especially to people who depend on their phone for work, influencers, content creators, etc. And when the line between real life and online begins to blur, it can distort your reality and almost put you in a state of psychosis where you're never present in the moment and you don't feel empathy or any real emotions. You constantly pick up your phone out of habit and constantly think in content. TikToker Tea Time is a clear example of this. Her real name is Tynesha McCarthy, and she struck a man while he was walking home from work because she was live streaming while driving. The victim's name is Darren Lucas, and sadly he didn't survive this incident. His family that loved him very much said he was a kind and humorous man, and I'm gonna show Tanisha's live streaming video, and fair warning, it's not graphic, but you can hear everything that's happening.
I don't know, it was weird, like, so, fuck! Let me call you right now. Oh, fuck. was that? Fuck. I'll take somebody. You okay?
Okay, so there's a lot going on in this video. She appears to be very distracted. She's looking over her phone, then back on the road. There's a child in the background, and this is said to be her grandson who she's raising. And also, I did want to mention that this is not TikTok's fault because they don't permit live streaming while driving. TikTok will end your live if you're driving, but she got around to this because she put a green screen in the background of her video so that they couldn't detect that she was in the car. And even after this tragedy, Darren's family had compassion for Tynesha. They actually said, "We're praying for the driver while trying to figure out life without somebody that we cherished." And I don't think that Tynesha reciprocated the same compassion for the victim's family. Actually, it doesn't sound like she's remorseful for anyone but herself. Even after what happened, she still went on TikTok live to ask for donations for her mental leave.
Yeah, my Cash App up there if y'all want to support while I'm on mental leave. You know I don't like asking y'all for shit. But if y'all find it in y'all heart, and y'all want to support, my Cash App is right there. I just want to tell y'all I will be okay. I am taking things one day at a time. I'm good, you guys. Nah, I ain't got no appetite. I'm gonna be okay. I ain't eating right now. I got a new album. Well, I got a new album series coming out. Well, with the stuff that y'all already heard, and I've been working on that. Like I said, you know, my Cash App up there. If y'all wanna pour something in, y'all more than welcome to do that. Like I said, I do not like asking y'all for shit. You been out the drama? I don't believe you.
I need all 200 of y'all to go right this second, leave out and go to T's first pinned post. We need it to go viral.
Yeah.
T needs this encouragement more than you know. If you cannot contribute anything financially to her CA, that is the first step.
And I get that this is a traumatic experience for her too, but ma'am, you're not the victim here. Not to mention you were having a debate on TikTok live while you have a child in the car. That's a whole nother issue on itself. How is your first thought to go back on live and ask people to send you money to your Cash App? It kind of seems like she just saw this as an opportunity to monetize, gain financial reward, and accidents where people are distracted on their phones happen all the time. Sadly, that's nothing new. But what really sends chills down my spine is that this horrible tragedy would cause most people to delete social media completely, but her reaction instead was, "Oh, this will make a great opportunity to beg for donations on TikTok. Surely my fans will feel so bad for me that they'll donate." It seems like that was her thought process. No mention of the victim's family or how sorry she is. All she's thinking about is herself. Me. I need a mental leave. Poor me. Send me money. When you're a content creator, and especially a vlogger, you're incentivized to constantly document everything, and you might think, "Oh well, I can go to cool restaurants and do fun stuff all day and make money by sharing my everyday experiences." It sounds very appealing, like the dream job, and it is. I can't deny that it's fucking awesome if you make it as a vlogger, but the downside of that is that you can't really enjoy anything you do or be present in the moment. Everywhere you go, you have this work mentality. You're thinking about your phone, your camera. You have to constantly set up your tripod, get the perfect shot, make it aesthetic. I'm sure it gets very exhausting to never be able to disconnect. And even if you tell yourself, "Okay, in this trip I'm not gonna record anything, I'm just gonna enjoy myself and be present in the moment," I feel like you would still have the constant pressure of, "Oh, that would make great content," or "This would make a great video." And with short form content, you have to post every day or multiple times a day. Every moment is a content opportunity, and this prevents you from ever fully disconnecting from your phone. And for many people, it's a phone addiction disguised as hustle. We glorify posting every day, staying relevant, constantly checking analytics, and at some point, this addiction begins to flatten empathy. Real suffering becomes content, and you don't have natural human emotions anymore. The more connected you are, the less that you actually feel. And that's what appears to be happening with Tynesha, and why even after this horrible tragedy, she still decided to go back on TikTok to beg for money. Tynesha's case is a very extreme example of phone and attention addiction, but it doesn't always have to look this extreme to be an issue. And this video of an influencer, I think, is a way more subtle example.
I'm gonna post something that might be controversial. The homelessness in our town literally only comes out in the winter. Like, why? I mean, you see it through the summer a little bit, but not like hardcore, "Give me money, I need money, I'm homeless," like this. don't have feelings towards it. I don't, no sympathy, none. You will never see the amount of homelessness other than when it's cold. Like, where the fuck are you in the summer? Oh, you're cozy and comfy in the woods in the summer, I guess? Like, I just can't.
Like, how does she watch this video back and decide, oh yeah, this is the one. I ate with this video. Girl, give me that fucking plate. Name a worse combination than an entitled influencer complaining about homeless people. I'll wait.
Oh, Carla, let me try and explain in words that even you might understand. So there are these things called shelters, you know, big homes for people without homes. When it's nice outside, not many people want to go in big home, but when it's cold, many people want to go in big home. Are you still with me, Carla? Now, unfortunately, big home not big enough, so many people are forced outside in freezing temperatures. And rather than feeling sympathy for them, you decided to record a homeless man who was doing nothing but sitting there. If your first emotion when seeing something like that is anger towards the person and not the circumstances that put them there, there is something deeply wrong with you, Carla.
And I really think that she knows this. She knows how punchable she looks in this clip. The big old sunglasses and the entitlement, that's a recipe for reactions. She knows her video will have engagement and attention, negative or not. She just wanted to go viral and she admitted that. And obviously she did receive a bunch of backlash and deleted the video. And let's say maybe I'm wrong. Let's say this isn't rage bait and maybe she just really didn't think about what she was saying because she just saw it as a content opportunity. Not that that makes it any better. But I really do think that she knew exactly what she was doing because TikTok rewards being controversial and taking risks. Any attention is good attention, and the more outrageous the content is, the more views and attentions it'll receive.
Rage baiting is like the one thing that still gets so many people riled up. They might not even realize that they're being like baited. So here's a couple examples. Tara's World, she has blown up this week because she made a video basically posting that she cannot afford her $25,000 mortgage payment.
I might purposely get myself into a scandal. I'm cooking something up right now. Let me know if you have any ideas of like horrible, awful things I could say online to purposely get myself into a scandal.
She made a video the other day posting about the most vulnerable thing that she's ever talked about, which was essentially how she can't afford her mortgage payment. She bought a house for like a multi-million-dollar house. The mortgage is $25,000 a month supposedly. In the meantime, she's posting content simultaneously crying wolf on the internet that she can't afford her mortgage payment, while also going to Pilates, going out to dinner, buying pumpkins for her porch, like spending extra money that all these people are like, what the heck? The more people that make videos about her, the more people that go to her page and watch her other content, the more people that comment on it and say, girl, you're out of touch. Engagement is engagement. They truly can post things to just get the biggest reaction out of you, and then it pushes all of their other content out. Speaking of influencers that are rage baiting, I also want to touch on Michaela. She did this gigantic like luxury brand haul that was like over $100,000 of stuff, and it was like a giant unboxing, and I have just seen video after video after video on my For You page of people judging her, of people talking about the bags, of people talking about how much money she spent, of people sharing her content, tagging her in it, and like, again, you are pushing out all of her other content. Whether or not that was a legit haul, whether or not those were all fake or all real, it's a tax write-off, by the way. She made a video about it, so it counts towards her business. Sometimes these influencers kind of sit back and think, wow, I've not been super relevant lately and I need a little bit of a push.
It's all worth it for the attention. Just apologize for it later and hopefully people will forget all about it. And of course, she came out with an apology video, if you can even call it that. This has to be up there with one of the worst apologies ever. I'm serious.
I wanted to make a video because just as a gentle reminder that everybody is human, you know, I try to practice what I preach. I try to be the best person I possibly can. But we all know that the devil is very, very real. And sometimes we slip up and sometimes we, you know, don't practice what we preach, or sometimes we aren't as Christian as we want to be sometimes, right? We are all human. That's it. You can't, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. So there's no, oh, well, she said that, or oh, well, he did this. Like, that is just plain and simple. It is what it is. And so I posted a video yesterday on TikTok, strictly clickbait, Wasn't my feelings, wasn't my intent. I saw it. I saw an opportunity in my head, went with it. How my brain works. I'm like, what can I do to go viral? What can I make to go viral? What can I say to go viral? And I feel like that honestly is probably the devil in itself. It's not truly what I think. It was taken out of context. And again, it was just mean, and it was just to go viral. That was literally all it is. I think if anything, I'm the perfect example of like the devil tries to pop in your life all the time.
She really tried to pull the devil card on us. What?
Oh, it was the devil. Girl, that makes sense. You should have said that earlier. No, yeah, you're good.
I never thought I'd be defending the devil, but these influencers really have to start taking some responsibility. The devil's probably out there minding his own business like,
oh no, don't drag me into this. That's all you, girl.
And let's be honest, this isn't even an apology. She never said the words I'm sorry, and she clearly had no remorse. I guess at the very least, she did admit that she was desperate for attention and she just saw this as a content opportunity. And she admitted that this is not even how she really felt. She just thought it would make good content. If that makes it any better, it doesn't. But assuming she's telling the truth, this is how authenticity gets distorted. People no longer post what they really think or what they really feel, but what they think will get views. And people have been combating phone addiction in very creative ways. Some have gone as far as trading in their iPhone for a basic flip phone that has only basic functions like contacts, calls, texting, maybe a camera.
People are downgrading their phones, switching smartphones for dumb phones. It might sound crazy in 2025, but this tech backward step is actually the hottest new digital trend, or a radical reclaiming of time and focus. Take Nokia, once a relic, is now a hot new item again, and companies are now designing modern versions of basic phones with just enough features to be functional in today's world without the addictive elements. Gen Zs are, not surprisingly, leading this trend. People are switching to escape the attention economy. The average person touches their phone 2,600 times daily. That's nearly 1 million times a year just to check if something new has happened. It made me think of Spain recently experiencing a massive power outage, and everyone said it was like time traveling to the 90s.
And to each their own. Maybe this is the only way that they could really break free of their addiction, but I find that to be kind of extreme and unnecessary for most people. I don't think the solution is to quit your phone completely, but personally, setting certain rules and little habits have really made a difference for me. A big one for me is the first hour, last hour rule. I don't check my phone first thing in the morning or before I'm going to bed. Scrolling on social media floods your brain with dopamine and sets your dopamine standards very high first thing in the morning, which makes it very hard not to constantly reach for your phone throughout the day. And I think this is why this works very well. So whenever you feel bored, don't default to reaching for your phone. It's gonna be really hard at first, but try to instead go for a walk, read something, play with your pet, write on a journal, learn how to crochet, literally anything other than scrolling on your phone. And also, last tip, don't multitask while on your phone. That's like a guaranteed dopamine spike, and we don't want that. What we want is to reset our dopamine levels back to a lower standard. So don't scroll on your phone while watching TV, talking to people, eating, driving, etc. Focusing on a single task at a time can help you rebuild your short attention span. Hey guys, I'm Jennifer. I'm sorry if my voice sounds kind of nasally. I was one of those kids that was allowed to play in the rain and probably ate dirt and bugs as a kid and got sick like every other week, but somehow my immune system still sucks. The last video that I posted did very well. It's the most viewed video on my channel, and I just wanted to thank you guys so much for all the engagement and the comments on my last video. It really makes me feel like I'm not just talking to myself in these videos. If you've ever recorded a video, you know how weird it can feel talking to a camera. But it was very interesting to see what you guys had to say. If you haven't seen what video I'm talking about, this is it right here. So hopefully I'll see you in that video, or hopefully I'll see you in the next one.